Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. First of all, apologies. I know I'm behind on comments. It has been a crazy week. I have been under the weather. And work was just crazy. So hopefully by the time this comes up, I might be caught up or starting to get caught up. But thank you to everyone who has been leaving comments. I appreciate that. As you can probably tell, still a little under the weather, but we'll see how this goes. Alright. These footprints stopped by the body. I guess that means they belong to Mr. All Down, right? His feet were pretty big. What's that? About a size 12? I swear I did this already. According to the file, they're the same size as his shoes. It's a match. Alright, maybe not. Mr. All Down took his picture of the president's kidnapping from here. And then called Rosie Rigger. By which point his killer must have already been approaching from behind. With a brick in their hand, ready to strike. Okay. What are you? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Oh, wait. Hey, that snowman! It was melted in the simulation of the morning after the murder, huh? That muffler was all wet, and it's a little button eye had fallen off. Indeed, it still looks reasonably healthy at this point. Although not entirely, I can see one thing that's missing. Ah, poor guy, I bet some kid took it as a stupid prank. Not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they had potential. You think one of the orphans took it? I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by somebody else entirely. Alright, that's it. Dijon Wang, he was the president of Jingfa even back then. Does he look any younger? It's kind of dark. Can't really tell. Indeed, and the situation being what it is, his facial expression is somewhat distorted. I wonder where they took him after this. We don't know that yet, but depending on how our investigation progresses, we may find out soon enough. Alright, and then you. The president's kidnapper. We should see if we can judge anything based on their appearance. Roger that, Red Leader. Alright, let's have a look at you. The first thing to notice is that they're holding the president at gunpoint. Try to look all cool and tough, waving a pistol around. Whoever it is, they suck. Their coat and hat completely cover their face, so unfortunately we can't identify them that way. Turn their collar up and pulling their hat down and trying to be all mysterious. I hate this kidnapper. They seem pretty relaxed. I don't think they're particularly nervous. Yeah, hand in pocket, classic show-off move. You suck, you suck, you suck. Okay, that's... What? You said to judge them by their appearance? Fantastic. Well, yes, but I didn't mean it like that. Alright, so it's supposed to deduce something here? Oh. There's something gloomy about this picture, know what I mean? They could have brightened it up a little, made the subject stand out a little better. I don't think the lack of light is the photographer's fault, Kay. That streetlight appears to be broken. It does? Oh yeah, look at that. So you think the idea was to make the subject stand out with that lighting, but maybe it didn't pan out? Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks for the explanation, Mr. Edgeworth. You're welcome, although you seem to have completely misunderstood it. Oh, I think I read one of Edgeworth's lines as K. Whoops. So I think I need to do something here. What can I deduce? Assuming it's this. Yeah, because we have... What was it? Oh. Oh. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's interesting. Why would he have this? Right? Eureka! The snowman is missing a certain something, wouldn't you say? Yeah, his right eye. Indeed, luckily we managed to locate it. Yeah. The button Mr. Aldown was holding. Look at that, it's the same type of button as the other eye and everything. If we suppose that the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that presents something of a contradiction. Exactly. Interesting. What does the button contradict? The victim's location. That was the only reason I doubted myself. I was like, but he's dead all the way over there. So why is he there? And his attacker's supposedly over there, but he took the button from the snowman way on the other side. The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with his blood, which means he must have grabbed it after being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if after being struck, Mr. Aldown lost his balance and reached out to grab something to steady himself? The snowman. That makes sense. The snowman would have supported him, so he would have grasped the button and continued falling. I get it. So you're saying that he was near the snowman when he was attacked? Yeah. No, I am, within his arm's reach to be precise. And he's currently nowhere near that close. Right, but his footprints only go as far as the planter. He never came back this way. What if they weren't his footprints? I think we need to look at all the prints again. Alright, I'll take us back to the scene where Mr. Aldown's body was found. Okay. But the footprints on the left definitely matched up with Mr. Aldown's shoes, right? So what's the deal? Let's take another look and see if we can figure it out. Yeah. Okay. You can't really be sure that these are Mr. Aldown's footprints. I don't know who else's they would be. Well, they were the same size, a 12, which is pretty big. And the prints match his shoes. That's the weird part. They also go straight to the middle of the planters where his body was found. But as we've established, when he was attacked, he fell and grabbed the button from the snowman. Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. Some average Joe stretching his arms that far? Basically impossible. I think we can be reasonably certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing. But can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take another look at them. Okay, yeah. Let's go over... Alright, I just want to look at the shoes. These shoes, as the case file says, they match the footprints, but... these aren't the victim's shoes, I'm sure of it. What do you mean? Look at how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you? What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. So is that where the little footprints come in? They appear to have been placed at his feet by the culprit after the murder took place. Okay. So these prints, they go right up to where the victim was found and they stop right by his feet. But they don't actually belong to him. So the prints by his head... So are the prints by his head his? The ones that lead away and come back? That seems more likely. No, I don't think so. They're too small. So neither set belongs to him, then how did he get here? He was carried by whoever was wearing the size 12 shoe. Did that person, like, intentionally wear large shoes, walk over there, and then wear smaller shoes on the way back? Or did they even go back in the snow? That's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. Signs indicating Aldown's body has been moved from elsewhere. So where did the murder take place? Was it really over by the snowman as we suspect? Heh. Do I have anything I can put together? Brick used a murder found by Eldon's body to come from somewhere nearby. The body was moved. Okay. When did Winter dig up? Lagarde was asked him to dig something up near a planter, but what? Were they accomplices? Yes. Should I put those together? I think Mr. Alden's body was moved. How else do you explain the button clutched in his hand? That would suggest he was killed somewhere near the snowman. Better take a closer look. Yeah, here we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at the snowman. Poor snowman, he's not looking good.
It can't be helped. Snow and ice eventually melt. That's just how it is.
So do mysteries. All I have to do is wait. The snowman of the case will melt into the clear water of truth. All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have to work to solve those mysteries. Yeah, not all that. Oh, there we go. Cyanide footprints going toward the body and away from it. The case file says they must have belonged to the murderer.
They grow fainter as they get closer to the orphanage gates.
That's just because there's less snow over here, no?
Be that as may, it certainly doesn't help in matching the prints up with the name and face.
Yeah, okay, that didn't help. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, look, there's a brick missing here. Yeah, there we go.
The rest of the brickwork looks fine. Strange that it's just this one is missing.
In here.
So there are planters outside the orphanage gates, too.
Ah, look, they planted stuff that flowers in winter under all that snow.
Indeed, a little frigid, but tasteful nonetheless. Even if this is a simulation.
Yes, indeed, a bit frosty looking, but tasty nonetheless. For a simulation. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay, wait, hold on. Now I think I have something I can put together. And missing brick, yeah. All right. How this helps me, we'll just have to see.
It seems quite likely that the missing brick was the one used in the murder, wouldn't you say?
Brick used in Aldown's murder was taken from right next to the snowman. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and size. Anything else? Do those go together? Body has been moved from elsewhere, which we know is by the snowman. Is that what they're looking for, though? Let's try it. I can afford. I can take a hit.
I think we have to conclude that the murder actually happened over by the snowman.
Right, the button came from there, and the brick too.
Indeed. What's more, if the murderer took the brick from right by the snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters.
Mr. Alda would have seen them right away.
Exactly. I think we need to update the simulation, Kay. Mr. Alden wasn't standing on the planters, he was next to the snowman.
Gotcha, alright, here goes. Okay. Yeah, no matter how you look at it, this just doesn't work, huh?
Indeed, everybody who's present is exactly the same spot.
So where did we go wrong? One of the pieces of evidence on which we base our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow, but which one was it? Ooh. What do we even have that would be faked? Let's go to our last page. One of the children set the orphanage yard on fire as a prank sometime during the evening before the incident. Okay. Mr. Slash on Rosie Ringer's phone, detailing what Mr. Aldown saw. Oh, wait, hold on. You hit the orphanage, something weird's going on. President Wang is here for some reason, and there's another. Damn it, the light's out. So I can't quite see, but it looked like he was being kidnapped anyway. Probably nothing. The light's out. Okay, so we know that's true. So this isn't fake. At least we have that going for us. Huh. So there's the button. I feel like it's between the button or the camera or the photo. Because this would have been taken after. Yeah, this would have been after he was killed. So how would he have taken it? Yeah, okay, that's got to be it.
Take that!
Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Aldown?
Nope. Because it was after he was killed. Huh? What do you mean?
We know that whoever killed him moved his body. But why would they have done that? What if they wanted to make it seem like he saw something he didn't?
And then they took the photo to help back up the lie?
They had the president at gunpoint. They could easily have forced him to pose for the picture. He would have had no choice but to comply.
Hey, now that you mention it, they only recovered one picture from Mr. Aldown's camera, right?
Indeed. I imagine his killer probably removed the film that was already in there. Then replaced it with another, thereby ensuring that the only picture found was the one they staged.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So this picture is actually taken after Mr. Aldown was killed. No way. Yeah, it makes total sense, actually. Staged photo. Yeah.
There you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Aldown saw at all. It seems highly likely that it was simply staged to make us believe that was the case.
Wait, so where was the president when Mr. Aldown thought he saw him being kidnapped?
Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try and figure that out.
Oh yeah, he left that voicemail too.
He did. I think we should listen back to it one more time, don't you?
I just did that. It's sure the only place where the president and his kidnapper could have been standing. Oh! This light is out. Right? Because he said light's out, and now you assume it's this one, but looking over here, that light is also out. So, somewhere in here.
Take that!
Recall the statement from Mr. Aldown's voicemail. Damn it, the light's out. 2 of the lights in the yard are broken.
Yeah, he must have been talking about the one over by the building.
Alright, could you update the simulation to reflect everything we've learned?
Sure. There we go. There we have it. The kidnapper was really standing over by the building.
Yes, which would certainly have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage.
So they moved the body and staged the photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemail, which helped them undermine the idea that the orphanage was involved when the case went to trial.
Well, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine it will also affect our understanding of the scene from when the body was found.
Only one way to find out. Ready to make the jump? To switch between the 2 recreations, I need to first press X to talk to K, and then select Switch Recreations. I'll give it a try later when I need it. Do I need it?
There's no mistaking it. This is where Mr. Aldown actually took his pictures, before being attacked by the murderer with a brick from the planter just behind him. After being attacked, he collapsed, grabbing the snowman's right eye as he fell.
Which means his body would have been here first, and not where we thought it was before.
Indeed. We should examine the area where we previously thought it fell too.
Alright, yeah, let's go over there. Alright, this.
Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Aldown's footprints?
Well, they're the same size, a 12, which is pretty big, and the prints match his shoes. Yeah, but doesn't President Wang also seem to have... he just seems like a big guy. They also go straight to the middle of the planters where his body was found.
But as we've established, when he was attacked, he fell and grabbed the button from the snowman.
Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. Alright, to be basically impossible, I think we can be reasonably certain that the prints were made by his shoes the victim was wearing. But can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Oh, shoot, I read all that. I didn't even need it. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. We'll hopefully finish this up in the next one. I hope you're all still enjoying this. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.